look completely a different direction than your mech is traveling. If you lose track of which way you're looking, give that button a press, and the mech will look forward again.
Guys, Games, and Beer.
Hi, it's Tom with Guys, Games, and Beer, and we are at GameHole 2018, and I am here with...
James McGarity with Guys, Games, and Beer, and we have a guest here today from the dealer hall.
Jerry Savage with Savage Creations.
Jerry, grab that mic, okay? Because you're going to talk in it. We'll grab it back from you when we need it. Trust me on that.
Sounds good.
So we were walking through the vendor hall, and this guy, one thing particularly caught my eye, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit, but this guy does some amazing kit for your gaming needs, but more than that, and that's some of the things we're going to talk about. The things that caught my eye actually would be perfect for your DM table, but he's got a whole bunch of other goodies as well, so I'm going to let him take over now, and I'll tell you what, I do want to lead off with what caught my eye, and why I was like, oh, I got to have this guy on the show. This is perfect for your DMing table. So what he's got are the most amazing dragon pads. I'm going to come up, I'm going to have somebody take this up to the camera and show it to you guys. You've got to see these. They are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, any DM would love to have it. Now, here's the cool part. He can customize these for you. So he's actually made some with the GameHole 6 on it, which are just, again, absolutely beautiful. So that's what caught my eye. We're gonna be really rude and ask pricing right away. So if you guys are interested, if they go to your website, or I'm sorry, if they go to, where can they find these?
Facebook page. I have a Facebook page. It's J Savage Creations, and I list everything's out there. When I make a new piece, I always post it out there, and it's always available. So those run $65 to $70 a piece, which is a reasonable price for a pen that you
believe
can use
me
forever.
is a steal for this. You know, here's the thing. I know it seems kind of like an old-fashioned thought, but there's a heft to a certain type of pen, and believe me, holy crap, this thing's got heft. You would be, again, this is perfect for your gaming table. They're absolutely gorgeous pens. But again, you do a whole lot more than that too. And I'm going to let Jim grab the mic back from you for a moment, and I'm going to hand you this mic. All right?
Right, we were walking by there, and I was when you first started showing off one of your key creations there, and you had already said that Tom had picked it up, and he was like, "Oh, this is," I could see in his eyes, he's like, "Oh, this is something that I really want to buy right now." And you looked up at him, and you had this kind of a guilty look, and he said, "Well, I only made one, and it's already sold, and the only reason it's here is so that I could show it off to other people." Because it was not only just a nice piece of really handcrafted wood artwork, but it had a dedicated gamer functionality to it. So what we'd like to do is, and I'll hold your mic for a second, or
okay.
and then you can try to explain it. And I know it's a little bit directional, so
I'll hold the mic for you.
You grab that mic, and I'll just hold this up.
Okay, good.
Well, I'll start out with this one and explain forward to the other one. So in my campaign, I drive a very prop-driven campaign. And so anytime that the players find a magic item, I actually hand them the magic item. And so if they find a wand, it's a wand like this, and I put the little black rubber bands on there, and they have to peel it off and give me charges as they use them. They can't just forget to write it down on their player character sheet. So I turn every one of these individually and assign properties to them, give them a little card to go with it. But what's cooler than having just a handmade unique wand? Well, the next step up from having a cool handmade wand would be a cool handmade wand that you can actually store your dice in, okay? So this is what caught his attention. Now, this was the first one that I turned out. It's my prototype, but it sold like almost right away. But I know the guy who bought it, and he said I could keep it around through the weekend and show it off a little bit. So same kind of concept. Put the rubber bands on there, but you got a handmade African blackwood, unique magic item for your campaign.
So, before before you put that back down, go back into the rubber band idea. I love that idea, and elaborate on that so people understand what you're talking about.
Okay, so what I do is, like within this right here, you can see there's a little card inside of here. With every magic item, when they find it and they attune to it or identify, because we play first edition, it tells what the properties are. So like if this were a wand of fire, it might take 5 charges to do fireball and 2 charges to do burning hands. So they actually have to peel the rubber bands off there and give them to me so that we know they've, expended all the charges on the wand.
Right, so it's a charge marker as well, which I really love that idea. And a simple idea for doing it. That is absolutely brilliant. Nice way to run your campaign.
Now, when I came up and talked to you, one of the things that you brought up in your discussion is the attention to detail and craftsmanship. Now, myself and Tom both do maker work, but nothing quite to the level of just general artistry that we're talking to here. We're looking at a custom rare wood. You yourself said that you had to actually, to get something like this, you had to actually do a custom turning on it.
Yes. Yes.
Can you describe sort of the process in manufacturing one of those?
Well, I do a lot of hand turn parts. I do a lot of hand carving, and so anything like this, it's always unique. I simply won't reproduce anything. Even if I could reproduce it, I wouldn't do it. So I'll make things like dreidels, and they'll be handmade dreidels. I'll laser dwarven symbols into them, come up with things for them. So something like this that's turned on the lathe, in order to crank something like this out, it took me about 15 hours to figure out exactly how to make it. It took me about 3 hours to make this specific one, but you got to break it down and do it in parts. I probably turn 20 hours a week and carve 30 hours a week, and so I kind of got it down, but it's still a challenge to make something to come out nice like this.
Right, and for this in the price, can you just elaborate on what roughly one of these would cost?
So they're going to run anywhere from $80 to $140 depending on the wood. Okay, this is African blackwood. It's pretty expensive wood. This one right here is a $140 wand. But they'll go down to something like, this is a normal African blackwood wand, and I've got 85 on it. If it had something like, say, mahogany, it might be about $80. So.
And something that should be pointed out from someone that has actually done not quite work like this, but similar work on lathe machines and so forth. I mean, we're talking about hand lathing. We're not talking about he's putting this into a CNC program and everything like that. He's up in the lathe with a chisel. He's turning this thing over time. Okay, one nick, one false move, and it's over. It can split the wood, it can misshape it, it can make it structurally unsound. So there's just a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of craftsmanship. So this is actual real craftsmanship here.
Right, and hazardous work. You did kind of mention you had a little mishap this week.
Yeah, I was trying to turn a new, unique thing to bring in, a 15-inch long piece of acrylic, and it would have been really cool if half of it had went flying by my head at 1 o'clock on Monday morning when I was trying to finish it up. So it's at my booth if you want to see it, what it looks like. Half of it's finished. But I'll tell you, it's funny. You talk about getting right in the lathe like that. Most nights my wife tells me I'm not allowed to walk back up from the basement until I change my clothes because I'm covered in dust and covered in wood chips every night when I get upstairs. So,
And again, like I said, if you saw the material, this is hand sanded, hand polished, really actually works of art. And you see some people in there in the dealer's hall and so forth, and you see various artists, and this is someone that has taken a passion for woodworking and a passion for craftsmanship and metalworking. I see you have metalworking in there, stoneworking, etching, engraving. It's really good to take and see something like this out there. You see various people do it kind of in various degrees of quality, but this is actually, from start to finish, some really nice work.
You have a few other things on the table here. I want to talk about these things as well. So not only do you work in wood and metal, you work in stone.
Yeah, I do some stone carving.
Yeah.
Some stone carving.
So you've got some talismans and charms here by the looks of it. So some really cool stuff available on that too. So if people want to find your stuff, one more time, where would they go to find your items online?
You can go to my Facebook page. It's J Savage Creations, and or else you can find me in here in the dealer hall or at GaryCon, either one. I do both of those conventions.
Excellent. Yeah, if you haven't been to GaryCon, that's another great one. But definitely get to GameHole today if you're out and about. It is worth the stop. There's so much going on. We will have a link to his Facebook page on our show notes below. So just look at the show notes below and link to his page. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Again, amazing stuff.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, we're out for this interview. We'll see you on the next interview.
The cockpit. Cockpits vary from generation to generation. First generation is fairly cramped and small, you'll see that. But things to worry about. Main monitor, this will show you your position on the map. Sub monitor, it'll show you what's behind you normally.
Hi, it's Tom with Guys, Games, and Beer, and we are at day 3 of GameHole 6 here in Madison, Wisconsin, and we've got some very special guests on the show. But first of all, my co-host this morning.
I'm James with Guys, Games, and Beer, and like I said, we got some nice people here, and I'm going to pass the mic down and let them introduce themselves.
Brynja Blackpaw, warrior from Pack Longfang.
My name is Mara Fayil. I run our brothel and our tavern.
I am Torolf Grimsvolker from Clan Axhound.
And you see, and as you noticed, I've got his mic.
Gruner Skelliger.
The brains of this operation. So, guys, what are you guys doing here at GameHole this weekend?
We're here this weekend with Last Hope LARP. We're doing some live action combat tutorials as well as some demos, in addition to a couple modules that will be running through the entire convention.
Okay, so if you guys are unfamiliar with Last Hope LARP is, first of all, that means you haven't been watching the darn show. Pick up a few of the past episodes. Watch these guys. They're amazing. But that being said, Last Hope LARP is a live-action role-playing troupe out of...
We're based out of Baraboo, Wisconsin. We have some private property in New Lisbon that we run our monthly events. We also do weekly practices in Baraboo, Wisconsin and Wausau, Wisconsin.
So when they say weekly practices, it means they get together with weapons and beat the crap out of each other. Yeah, no, serious, dude. You can't. When I say beat the crap out of each other, you got to watch these guys perform. It is... First of all, their combat skills are off the charts. I mean, watching these guys fight is amazing. The fact they don't kill each other while they're doing it is even more impressive. Whoa, hi there. Yeah, okay, but it is definitely something you should check out. And right, we're going to give a quick mention of where they can find you on the internet.
We have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter account, and we also are on Instagram, so you can look us up on any of those places. We also have our Last Hope LARP website.
Okay. We will put links to all of those things on our website, so you guys can follow the links. Whoa, watch that hand. Our website is www.guysgamesandbeer.net, where you can find us, but you can also find us on Facebook at www.guysgamesandbeer/ let's try that again. www.facebook.com/guysgamesandbeer. But we'll give those out more at the very end of this show, because this is only one segment in a very long show, or possibly 3 or 4, which we always manage to get from that. Okay, so guys, if they come to see your show, what would they expect to see?
Combat, a lot of high-paced role play, really good actors, really good friendly environment, family-friendly environment, really cool armor. You know, just a lot of really cool stuff.
I gotta get back on your lap. The cameraman just yelled at me.
Oh my!
Yes, he was enjoying this. He was enjoying this way too much for me to leave your lap. So, but again, it's more than just straight combat play. You guys are actually doing role play that involves combat.
Yeah, so we are a high immersion, medium contact, low fantasy game. So we strive for very what you see is what you get environment. Whether you want to play the hardened Viking style warrior like Torolf and myself, or if you want to play a merchant who sells companionship for the evening. If you want to play a politician.
Wait a minute. I like the little difference in thing there. Who sells love, companionship. Well put, both of you. It can be both. Continue. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No worries. So anyway, if in our game you never want to pick up a sword, or maybe you specifically want to touch other people's swords, we have a role for you. We can make a spot for you. Okay, we are happy to have you with us, and you can be plenty successful.
Yeah. So that being said, so if somebody does want to kind of be with you, we got to talk a little bit about your costuming. Holy crap! You stand up, please, too. Are those going to show okay on the camera? Never mind. Sit back down. Cameraman's yelling at me again. I didn't frame this shot right. It's my fault. This is getting better and better. Every time I sit down, it's a little more. Never mind. little bit. All right. So, Jim, you had some questions specifically for them.
I'm sure.
You actually know a little bit more about
Well,
this.
yes, I do. I've known Ryan for a long period of time. Okay. For about a decade and so forth. So I kind of know a little bit about the general early origins and so forth and how this is all developed. And, going back about, a little over a decade, there were several LARP groups out there. There was, back in the day, there was OWBN, there was Nero groups, there was, several of them. But all of them had this thing where, especially like in some of the Nero, even SEA, that, there wasn't a niche there. There wasn't, a continuous, super structured, group of individuals that, were really dedicated to the art. And over the years, as I've been following your groups, progression and so forth, you guys have kind of entered sort of like a golden age in LARPing, where you've developed the genre, developed the world, the history, all the pretenses around it, the culture, so to speak. Defined on your own language subsets, cultural mores, norms, and taboos, and so forth. And what I want to kind of hit in on that is one of the things that came in. It was a big thing on the news. Was actually listed the repurchase of land and your development of basically an alter civilization on this land. So if you could kind of enlighten us on that, that would be great.
So one of the things that we do that's a little different is that we have a continuous storyline. So from the beginning of this game 7 years ago, we have had a world and a people that has been developing for the last 7 years. Any new players that can come in can add to that story. And there's a bit to read up on if you really want to know the entire background of everything. But it's a beautiful, well-developed world with a very long history, and it's so cool to get to continue to add to that and create the own thing yourself. And then, with the land in New Lisbon, we are still, like, every month we work on it to build up, and, we're adding structures over time, and, we're just trying to get it as developed and as possible. Anything to
Okay.
add?
I say, to kind of expand on the story that really is what makes Last Hope, and also Arcos, which is another group that we pair with quite often, very special, especially in Wisconsin. So we are focused specifically on the story about branching out the world as a whole, and the players who interact with that story are just that. They are interacting with that story. They are not necessarily directing it. The world doesn't focus on them. They are small fish in a big pond. And so that really allows players to find their niche, really play what they want to play.
So you would say that the story overall is more about the narrative than it is about the individual?
Yes, it is very much about the world that we play in, about the continent of Margarine, the social goings-on, the wars and battles that are being fought, rather than the petty disputes between two players.
All right, quick question. What is the troop size now?
Oh my goodness. So because we have monthly events, it can really rotate. We play summer, winter, rain or shine. We're outdoors and we're playing. We have one political dinner that we do indoors, but otherwise every event that we do is outside. So it can really change depending on the weather. We have, I think the biggest one we had was 75 to 80.
Okay,
Yeah, the biggest event that we had 88 players. But again, we do monthly events, so that really shifts. We'll have, it can go between 40 to 80, roughly.
Excellent. Listen, I got to take a few moments and talk to this handsome gentleman right here. And what's your name in the troop? Okay, I'm going to shorten that up a little bit. Bosch?
Grunar.
Oh, Grunar. Grunar is the short. Okay. Grunar, how long have you been with the troop?
5 human year.
That is a long time. And how so human years versus Grunar years is?
Grunar be 84 now. But I don't know conversion because I only count to 6.
Okay. Damn good looking for 84, Grunar. You are rocking that 84, okay? I'm just going to put that out there right now. So, what part are you playing? Grunar is of what race in the troop?
Grunar be Mordok. We bash human. We bash senior.
You also bashed politicians in the last time we were talking to you, which I think is a much better choice.
Don't
talk politics with the Mordor. Me and Rob had this experience. It did not go well. Trust me. We tried getting into a deep political discussion with you guys last time you were on the show. Didn't end well for us.
I remember.
All right. So, one more time, I want you to go ahead and give some information where people can find your event.
If you go to Facebook for Last Hope LARP, or there's Last Hope Live Action Roleplay Wisconsin, either of those are good resources. There is lasthopelarp.com is our website. Any of those pages will have our events listed. I would also like to point out there are a lot of other LARPs in our area. You should check them all out. Grunar happens to run a LARP called Arkhouse, and you can find them at Arkhouse.
Wait a minute. Oh, this has got to be good, Grunar. I can actually see you running a LARP. The problem is, how many survive your initial bringing them into the group?
Grunar be good guy, okay?
Okay,
you understand that, okay?
All right.
Grunar help people.
You won't kill anybody who comes to join your troop.
But not all orc that way.
Okay, well.
Just Grunar.
All right, good. He is a good one. All right. Oh, wait a minute, that's being debated. All right, Jim, okay, I'm kind of good with him not killing me, thank you. Jim, you got any other questions for the troop?
Pretty much got everything covered. I guess the only thing that most people would probably be interested in, you guys are well costumed, okay? Well appointed in your roles and so forth. If I was a new player entering into, your troop, what kind of resources could I look towards to take in? Basically, I mean, it's obviously about the theatrics and costuming and so forth. How would I go about that?
So, once you know when our next events are going to be through the Facebook, through the website, so on and so forth, really the only things that you need to bring to an event are a good pair of boots and an open mind. Yes, a good pair of black or brown boots that will look decorum, because we do strive for high immersion. We have loaner gear, weapons, armor, clothing, stuff like that we can loan out to you to have you fill in pretty much any role that you want. You are more than welcome to, before the event, hop on our Facebook page and ask questions. Our players are very welcoming, very open-minded about stuff. They're happy to answer any of your questions. You can also email our lasthopelarp@gmail.com with any questions to get a response from the heralds and staff of the game. And like I said, just come with boots and an open mind, and we'll take care of the rest.
Excellent. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show today. Great interview. Again, guys, you want to check out Last Hope LARP. We will have links for all of their... I know, I've got a finger, okay? Grunar gave me the finger, all right? I'm just going to put it out there right now. So, again, check out Last Hope LARP. We'll have links below in the comments section. We will see you guys for the next interview.
As you can see, he's in standby. He cannot fire. So if you're in fueling bay, you are vulnerable. Get in, get out.
Hi, this is Ryan from Guys, Games, and Beer, and we're here at GameHole Con 2018, the 6th annual GameHole Con in Madison, Wisconsin. We're here with...
I'm also Jacob Pingus. We are here with Jay Sonia and Clinton Boomer.
Hi, I'm Clinton Boomer. I am here with Storm Bunny Studios and Jay Sonia, and I am sleeping in the bed next to him, and it's amazing because the room has two beds. That's how we start all our interviews.
Hi, Clinton. How you doing, buddy?
I am amazing. I've gotten a lot of good hours of sleep, and it's due to the Vader mask, and I'd like to thank you for using the Vader mask.
So I was not going to announce to the general public that I had adopted the Vader mask.
Really?
But now everybody in the world knows I wear a Vader mask.
I love your Vader mask so much, because there was a time...
I feel like we're having a special moment. Is this a weird way to start an interview?
It's not a weird way to start an
it's
interview.
It's not weird.
It's not. It's me. You can make it weird, I guess. But okay, now it's weird. Yay! So we've got
about things.
Yes.
We've been to a lot of cons together. Jay and I travel a lot, and this is so far my favorite one because the sleeping has been excellent.
So, what is first of all, what has really brought you to this convention, and/or what are you guys working on currently?
That is an excellent question, Jacob Pinkos, and I would like to thank you for asking it. Jay, would you like to field this one?
Well, we came here to sell amazing books and hopefully to sell we've got Bloodlines and Black Magic. We brought that. We're running House of Hollows tonight. Can you hear me, guys? Just fine, I hope. We're also running some stuff for Alessia and Rune tomorrow. We've got an event at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning called You Couldn't Get Tickets to See Matt Mercer, a D&D musical in 3 parts that involves airships and the astral plane singing in Cthulhu. It'll be fun.
It's going to be beautiful. Yeah, singing pirates, dancing pirates. It's going to be amazing.
Okay, and also, of course, we're doing a lot of stuff for Bloodlines and Black Magic, and we want people to come play that, so...
Absolutely.
Awesome. That I had no clue how to really finish that up besides just going awesome, and I hope I can figure out a way of sneaking into that.
I'm
or
excited.
just even standing in the background.
That would be the trick. Just we need a crowd. Stand there, yell things at people.
Bloodlines and Black Magic, I kickstarted part of that and have been trying to work with us. But for those that don't really know what that is, please tell us a little bit about that.
So, Bloodlines and Black Magic is our a Pathfinder-compatible modern occult-based horror setting. It is essentially the first 7 levels of Pathfinder with 7 redesigned unique classes that allow you to play an occult hero in the modern world and face off against modern horrors. Now, I want to be really clear, it's not World of Darkness. This is not about vampires or werewolves or any of the traditional World of Darkness Call of Cthulhu stuff. We're very much working within the space of the American modern urban myth. So that's Crybaby Bridge. It's, plays off of modern American horror. Things about haunted houses, your smaller segments of horror that aren't often explored.
Absolutely. It definitely has 1 foot in Supernatural. It definitely has 1 foot in Channel Zero. It's absolutely, yeah, that would be an excellent example. But yeah, it's exploration of occult themes, kind of using a system you already know how to play. Like, I love Call of Cthulhu, I love Unknown Armies, I love World of Darkness. In a lot of cases, there's a little bit of a gap. When you sit down at the table, you go, hey man, I don't know how to play this, I don't know this system, I don't know this setting, and you kind of go, hey man, don't worry. You kind of already know the system. Like, if you've played any bit of Dungeons and Dragons since about 2000, guess what, man? You've got 1 foot in the door already, and that was by design. We did that on purpose, and Bloodlines Black Magic is something we've been working on for 4 years now. Still maybe 3.
Yeah, it's been about 3. I think we started discussing it and in Milwaukee at a different convention.
Absolutely.
We don't need to mention. And that was, it would have been 2014 or 15.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's been a few years.
Yeah, it's been 3 to 4 years now.
Yeah,
And
wow.
the book is out. We have more stuff coming out.
You can find it on Amazon. Oh, yeah, in February.
Monsters and Madmen is on the way to you as we speak. And we're going to have adventures. We have a lot of support. And I'm feeling really good about it. We're here to promote it. And I feel like it's being promoted. So, yeah.
Do you guys have anything that is up and coming? Like, I know that you also host Non-Con.
Ooh, yes.
But do you have any other events or any other big productions that are in the works that are coming out that people should know about?
They absolutely should know about Alessia, which will be out in our planned release date is August of 2019. We may do a Gen Con release. It depends on how production goes.
We'd really like that, yes.
Alessia is our 5e compatible, Starfinder compatible, modern space fantasy setting. I won't go into extensive details because you can learn more about that on the website. We're relaunching our website as well here later in the year or early 2019. The thing that I probably should talk about locally here is we're going to move non-con. Like, you've been to non-con back in February. We traditionally hold it in February. We've decided to try a summer event, and we'll be holding Sheboygan non-con in June.
It seemed like
2019.
February in Sheboygan, Wisconsin was just not everyone's favorite time to travel.
No, there was lots of snow.
Yeah, last year it took us about 3.5 hours to get home from non-con, so as much as we enjoyed going to the event, the drive home was treacherous. It was really it was hard.
It would also be a little easier for me to attend because, hey, June, I actually don't have anything going on in that month. And then July is going into, well, not for me, not Summerfest, Bristol Renaissance Fair, where I get to, beat on people.
So non-con's normal. It's held in Sheboygan, correct? Could you just go through what it normally is?
So, for those of you who have not been to the spectacular event that is Sheboygan Non-Con, Sheboygan Non-Con is a small gaming and beer pairing event that we started back in 2014.
Absolutely.
It was 6 of us getting together to drink craft beer at my friend's bar, a street ale house downtown Sheboygan, and we decided to involve, beer and gaming, and which is kind of convenient, all things considered.
That's kind of a Wisconsin thing, absolutely.
It's kind of our theme, and more people joined in, and they're like, oh, we want to game with you guys. And I think it was like 2015 or 16 when we actually started. I think you guys came out in 16 for the first time.
We've been there 2 or 3 years. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. So it might have been 15. I want to say it was 15 that you guys came out for the first time. And like this last February, you just learned like people don't want to travel in February. It's not convenient. And we had a lot of conflicts with sporting events and stuff. So
well, and since the reason it's called non-con is because there was such a strong, for everybody involved, dude, this is not a convention.
Yeah,
like,
because
it's not
very
a
much
convention.
isn't.
This is just us getting together and drinking and playing some games. It's not a convention, which spawned the name non-con. And
It's a
you're
great
allowed to move
excuse
it.
for day drinking and gaming.
That's what it is. End of the day, and moving that I don't think is inappropriate.
I would like to add a day or two of responsible day drinking. Let's put that out there because we do not encourage irresponsible consumption.
No one.
We're adults.
No one would do irresponsible day drinking.
But yeah, no, we figured moving it to June would makes it more accessible for the community. There's a lot of people that want to bring spouses in. The lake is great that time of year. The weather is warm. It's just a better time for the event. And we have other beer associated events that will probably work with us, and maybe even we might be working with Three Sheeps. I don't want to say for sure because I don't know yet, but we've talked to them briefly. They've offered up a space. They're in the new Coca-Cola bottling plant, so if we can make that work, we might get access there. And we've got a couple of other taverns like Limelight that want to host specific events, so it'll be an interesting event.
Yeah, I know the one year we went there, Dragon's Milk had the few variations that were very potent, and you had to be careful what you had to drink.
If they have the one that I got to try, I think it was 2 years ago, the triple mash or whatever. I had one of those and then had another because it was just so tasty, and then went, I can't remember what my character does anymore.
New Holland Brewing Company does not mess around, and God love them for it. That's a Monkey King is still my favorite, and
that is a good one as well.
You will become the Monkey King a very short time after consuming one, and that fills me with joy. Yeah. Long story short, Storm Bunny is on the grow. Non-con is on the grow. We've got a ton of awesome stuff coming out soon. I'd like to thank you guys for your time.
So, to get more information about non-con or Storm Bunny Studios, where do you go to check out
where
that stuff?
can we and them all find you guys and or your personal stuff?
So if you've never found Storm Bunny Studios before, we're on most social media. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter, you can find us on Instagram, but mostly you can find us at www.stormbunnystudios.com. It's got all of our social media stuff, access to our storefront, stuff like that. Lots of fun stuff to look at, download. Yep, go to stormbunnystudios.com.
Stormbunnystudios.com, you say?
Stormbunnystudios.com, that's what I said.
Stormbunnystudios.com, outstanding. What a great website to check out.
It's a great company, but I'm biased.
Well, I would also agree that it is amazing. I am slowly on my way to running a campaign of your Rune campaign setting.
I'm very proud of Rune.
5e setting style. You gave me most of the conversion. You said it was being updated and that you'd send me the rest of it when you actually completed it.
That is correct, yeah.
So I'm going, hey, I have enough to actually go, boom, this is how I do it. And this is, well, me doing my first time DMing and running a bunch of first time players through the game as well.
I couldn't be more excited for you. That's the American dream, brother.
Well, thank you. And it was chosen by the fiance to be like, I want to do this because clockwork, Nordic stuff, boom, let's do it. And I went, okay, sweetie, this is what you want for your first time through it? Okay, this is what we're going to do.
Your fiance is wise.
Yay.
All right, well, thank you guys for your time. This has been amazing. I enjoy being interviewed. You guys are the best.
Well, thank you very much for your guys' time once again.
Yep. Once again, this is Guys, Games, and Beer. Catch us in other interviews throughout the weekend. We're at NonCon 2018 in Madison, Wisconsin. GameHole Con. Sorry, this happens. this. So look below for the links.
GameHole Con,
NonCon, and Storm Bunny Studios. Once again, Ryan, Jacob, thank you, Storm Bunny Studios, for coming on the show.